something. It's uncut. Yeah.
Salutations. Welcome to another installment of your favorite podcast, the Uncut Gems mixtape. I am Rolex Ryan, the Imperial.
Hey, and you know me, man. I'm the town ambassador. I'm also your auntie's favorite hood nigga. I'm your mama's best cook. I rub down your grandmama sometimes. And yeah, man, it's me, man, about Del Time.
And I just happen to be the producer, but I rarely step in front of the camera. But today we got some very, very controversial, and so that's why I'm here, to be the dissenting voice, because obviously I'm outnumbered in this conversation. So I'll kick it to the fellas. What are we talking about?
Surprisingly, he may not be outnumbered. You tell me. Also, just so you do me backtrack a little bit. For those of y'all that thought it was disrespectful about the time to say he rubbed your grandmother's feet down, your grandma should have a fans only page. That's on her. Anyway, listen.
Listen. Have grandma get that money, pay for that medication, because Big Mom got that blood pressure, situation. OnlyFans. Get that money.
Stimulus check isn't reliable at this point. So
not at all.
So, I mean, you said your auntie's favorite hood,
Nigga!
and that's where we at right now. That's where we at. Just to give y'all a little bit of background. N-word.
Yeah, to me it's the N-word. I don't say the word. I don't think the word. I don't agree with the word. People like to say that it's been, we can reclaim it. No. I don't care if it's with the A, it was with the ER, with the UH, with the AH.
Well, nigger is very just inappropriate. Even as a black man, if you out there, fuck you, nigger. That shit just sounds weird as a black dude. If you calling people niggers, you're racist. Straight up.
But if you're black, you can't be racist.
But Rick, I gotta ask you though, G. So, look, nigga, right? There is some real niggas. Let's be honest though, right? There are some guys who are black, educated, and they're black power men, right? You're like, yes, that's a brother, right?
Okay.
Yeah, got an afro, everything, right? He's a brother.
Okay.
But then there's their gold chain, got the grill on, sagging all the way to his kneecap, out here talking nothing but Ebonics. Hey, rush around, get that over there for me, y'all. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, Shane? You know what I'm saying? Is that not a nigga?
I had a little bit of drink last night. Now you're gonna describe what I was wearing yesterday and call me a nigga.
He's a nigga.
It's highly disrespectful.
I think what's wild about that is two things. One is that I'm so repulsed by the word, like I cringe at it, you know what I'm saying? And to me it doesn't matter if it's like an Asian person or a Mexican person or a white person. Like black people say, like I cringe at it, right? And so for me, being a person who really is a purveyor of everything black, blackity black is what somebody may say, right? But for me, it really breaks down to starting to break down some of the psychological chains that have been forced upon us. Like, for example, a good reclaiming of something is like soul food, right? Even though, previously we said it's something to get your soul to heaven faster or higher.
Which is true,
right? It's not good for you. But what we did was we took the scraps during slavery that were provided to us, and we made it into something that nourished us. Okay?
That's what we're doing with the word nigga. It was something that was scrapped and using. Get over here, nigga.
No,
Shut up, nigga. And now we changed it to empower. Hey, good job, nigga.
Nigga is scraps of language. You know what? You know what's interesting about that is that this is my issue with it, right? This is my issue. The problem is that I love saying nigga. Like, it just flows right. I've been saying nigga since I was like 5, right? The thing is this, when it comes to soul food hasn't quite been completely culturally appropriated yet. Hasn't been, because people still have like the jokes about, well, Karen puts raisins in the potato salad. No, there's still separations among food and culture. So even for some soul food to still be able to take your soul to heaven faster, which is why it's called soul food, because in soul food, Big Mama loses her leg, then we eat more of the food. But But because we can still eat that food and be like, this is for us.
Right.
Because it hasn't been completely culturally appropriated yet.
Right.
Start doing stuff, it's just not cool no more. Nelly made Air Force Ones. Skip Bayless started wearing Air Force Ones. We can't wear Air Force Ones no more. As soon as Bad Baby went on Dr. Phil, or Maury start acting wild on there, it ain't really cool for black folks to be on more acting cool no more. Bad Baby took that.
Catch me outside.
See, it's not even.
Catch me outside.
She made like slang uncool. Black folks was like, you know what, bro? Like, I'm never gonna tell Ryan he speaks white again because we don't want that shit. So once they start doing certain things, it's just not. It ain't cool no more. It's like I feel like everybody saying nigga. Like you got 6ix9ine saying it's like you saying it.
Like 6ix9ine though.
Once again, 6ix9ine has been interjected into the conversation. It's a running.
But you feel me on like the commercialization of it? Like, oh man, everybody doing it. You don't really.
But my question is it really commercial? Can you?
Yes.
Hold on. Can you buy a greeting card and it's on there? Happy birthday.
I'm gonna tell you right now. Kmart. Matter of fact, speaking of the word nigga, Kmart did a whole commercial. Where they was like, I don't know if that's in it, like, it was like, what about them knockers? And they kept and they flipped it, and they were going down like, hey, look at those knockers. And then it was like, it was a very like.
Kmart or South Park? The South Park
No,
episode?
this is real life.
I know what you're talking about. That in the South Park episode was Naggers when the father was trying to solve the puzzle when it was like Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah.
There is a real thing, and I'll show you guys after another time because we can't show it right here. But Kmart goes and does a commercial. We'll probably have the link in the description.
Put the link in the bio.
We'll have the link in the bio. I'll get Ryan on it. But look.
And also Ryan's OnlyFans link in the bio as well for the
because for y'all that want to see him out there with
butt naked.
Bucket naked.
Bucket
in the
naked.
nude.
In the nude. All those
Doing
public
tricks.
airs.
It be your own niggas.
That's some nigga shit right there.
Keep popping on the handstand.
You know, I also feel like, ironically, right, the reason it became mainstream is because I want to say our culture created music where, I mean, hip hop's huge. Hip hop is culture, right? But I don't think that the pioneers of rap that used that word were, when it was on block spitting, freestyling, they didn't expect for that music to be played in Antigua at one point to Tommy in his room, and then he's repeating the nigga.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, some rappers like, I made the music fine. But then in the Kendrick situation, it's like, whoa, you can't say that part of the lyric on stage. Feel me? So I think it's an inadvertent appropriation of culture.
Okay,
Exactly.
so here's the thing, right? In the Koofy time, but I think that anytime you operate in a space of white supremacy, it's kind of like, it's like when you have a job, because black people do work and we're on time and we do good work. Not them stereotypes, which I be
But you
loving
was
it.
late at every job.
I can swim.
No, I wasn't. That was you. Remember, I was there, bring you.
Late.
No, I was on time.
They both made that post a few months ago. I'll never bring your black brother down. Now look at him. It's damn shame. Continue.
Hey, life's
It be on niggas.
Well, life comes at you fast. Pause with that word. So what I'm saying, how if you create something at the job, there's something written like in your offer that says anything that you create, we own, or if you use.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the thing. So with white supremacy, anything that you create in the system of white supremacy by proxy is theirs.
Okay.
Right. So when I say that, the word was created by them to cause harm and to dehumanize. Period.
Right.
So, you know what it's like? So here's the thing, right? Here's an analogy.
I have an actual story instead of your analogy, which is why partially what you're going to say.
Hey, but hold on. We can do both. So, my dad's mentor, Dr. Wade Nobles, fantastic black psychologist. And he tells the analogy of, let's say, for example, this is, and once again, an analogy, right? I'm dating your mom, right? Let's just say, in a bizarro world where we're not just on the same podcast here, let's say that, right? And I have a bull, a prize bull. Well, the bull eats and the bull has to poop, right? So I take one of the nicest candy dishes I have and I take that crap from the bull and I put it in there, right? And I make sure I smooth it out super nice. I close the tin. I'll put a bow on it. I'll wrap it up. I maybe mix some flowers with it. Would you allow me to give that to your mom as an offering of my love?
No, because it's bullshit.
Bam! And there it is. No matter how you dress it up, it's still the same bullshit. So to me, when it comes to trying to rationalize why saying the N-word is okay, no matter who's saying it, like, it's just not cool. I just think that there's so many other words that we could use. You know, like we were having a conversation.
I'm gonna get.
Okay. Negro is the Coke Zero of the N-word.
I'm gonna get like I'll get to the replacement symbol because that's the issue I have as well. Now this other day, August 6th, my birthday, right? I was in Santa Cruz and I was just chilling. Okay. So I took this ill ass picture on. I didn't even see it. I was under this overpass, chilling, making pictures.
That's all.
And this dude, this guy is like picking up trash or whatever. And he's like, hey man, what's up? And I was like, oh, what's poppin'? He's like, dude, just clean up the beach, man. People make a mess. I'm like, all right. He was like, yeah, I'm Indian. I was like, Native American? He's like, well, what would you call me if you saw me? I was like, I'll call you Native American. He's like, all right, well, I'm Indian. And we talked for like an hour, just about culture and what's going on. And everything. I was like, damn, like you've gotten like so like indoctrined to what these people came to your land and called you that you introduce yourself to me as that word
right.
for my convenience because you think I don't know the difference. And I was like, I wonder if that's what white folks think about us when we say that shit. Cause that I was like, because he called himself that. For like mocking, he's like, what would you call? I was like, I'd call you Native American.
And we do that. I mean, we'll be like, no, I'm that nigga.
But it's
I'm that nigga.
But it didn't.
The nigga.
It didn't exist until they gave them that name. It's like, I'm gonna just do it for you, for your.
Wait, what?
But to a point where it's like, oh, this is just easy. But I think that the difference is, this is ignorant. The difference is, I think. I don't ever know if it was cool to call another Indian an Indian if you're in the American community.
Okay. Well,
however, for us, I feel like there may be a stubborn thing with it. With as far as this, there's a stubborn thing with it because when it comes to like the explanation of, well, we made it cool. Not to you, but it genuinely did. Somehow, some way, it turned from this word to this when people say this and use people buy the music. That's not cool to you, but based on popular opinion, it sells. So for us to like. Just give it up. It's like, we can't even have this. Like, even though it's not ours. We can't even have this bullshit that we were given and like cooked and made it dope. Because it's soul food, we fry the poop up and then share it at Thanksgiving. Since we give you the chitlins and the guts of the pig and fry it up and put it in the boat, but it's ours now. So for your analogy, chitlins is bullshit.
No, it is. And I don't eat that. It's gross and they'll stink up in your house. But what I'm saying is, and I think to your point about the other conversation that we had, right? You have to teach people how to treat you, right? So this is two things. One, and also when you think about it, you said it's cool. Well, why is it cool? And if it's cool because we've made it cool, what else can we make cool? I think that's the biggest thing. And I think that we've done a good job of introducing ourselves to each other whenever we greet each other. Peace, King. Hey, how's your day, King? Hey, King. And I think that's the bigger thing for me is that continually find ways to uplift one another. Now, some people may be doing that like, oh, that's my N-word and this and that. But I just think that when you have to be careful about what you put in your head.
You do.
There's a certain psychology to what you say and how you reinforce your own insecurities when you use certain terms. Because
I think though with that though, I think for us when you talk about like, okay, like when someone says like, I get what you're saying, like watch what you put in your brain. Like if you wake up and want to stub your toe and say this is a shit day, shit is negative, your day's gonna be shit, period. Mm-hmm. If you stub your toe to speed bump that happens, shit means shit, period. But when I call Dale my nigga, that's my nigga. 30 points worse than that's my nigga. Yeah. I'm not saying he's a slave. So I'm not, and if he's not interpreting it in that way, because I do my very best for people that don't want to be called that, I try to navigate where I don't say that as much to you as I would to him. I try to, even though I'm using my nose, but I genuinely try. But it just, because replacements are difficult for me because I like saying that. Whether it be kings, bruh, fam, folks, peeps, brethren, heritage, all that shit just don't come off like nigga. No matter how, and I love to uplift my people, like my brother, show my heritage, like. But when you doing nigga stuff, when you doing hood rap things with your friends, I mean, I'm just doing nigga stuff.
But it's also like this. It also goes into this point too. It's almost like how women interpret the word bitch. Like don't you call me no bitch. Like that's my bitches though. You know what I'm saying? Like they literally would do that, right? So I mean that's all shades of racist. It doesn't. I mean not racist, but that's all shades of that's all shades of people. That's my bitches. But don't call me no bitch. If you call me a bitch, it's a problem. And that's how we already respect people. Hey, I'm gonna call you my nigga. But if he call me a nigga, then it's gonna be a problem. And it's about. And I know a lot of people say, oh, you know, because even me, there are times where like, yes, I cringe. I'm from the town where white dudes ain't really white. They kind of like who are really from the town. Like they ain't really white. They might really be like a nigga.
Yeah. Shout out to White Mike. And I know
it's also a whole bunch of white Mikes.
It's always a white
and
Mike.
And he's a nigga. I'm gonna be honest with you. He's a nigga.
And sometimes that is worse than
for real. Because you know what's crazy about that is the white dude that's walking in a circle full of black dudes. He probably the hardest one out. He probably done did the worst shit.
Well, yeah, because he got to prove that.
He got to
overcome
it. It's like a light skin cat.
But to your point though, and this is just not about just like the N word, but I just think that something that's very beautiful about the Bay Area is that we all, no matter what race, whether you be, you know, the Bay is like not just white, not just black, not just Mexican. You're gonna have some Filipinos, some Tongans, some Samoans, some Cambodians, some Laotians. You know, some of everybody.
Yeah.
And it's such a diverse neighborhood that we all in struggle together. So there's a certain level of kinship within that.
At times.
At times. But I think that that's something that's so beautiful about the basic you were talking about. That I just want to give a shout out to all my brothers and sisters out there from all the other races. But even still, I just think that like I can let a person, of course, do what they do because what they eat doesn't make me poop. I get that. But just for me, for all intents and purposes, and how I navigate in the world, I make a conscious choice to not use the word, and I don't begrudge anyone for doing that if they so choose. At the end of the day,
were you ever a nigga guy though?
Yes, I have used the word before. Yes.
Oh, when did you retire, nigga?
In my 20s.
Okay, because like this is to add some levity to this. When I was probably about 29 or so, I stopped texting LOL and haha. I just stopped doing it because I feel like they're just programmed responses that everyone says to people. So if you get through my text message to pass.
Now, see, that's not that I'm not giving up. You can't take away my LOL.
No, that's fine. But what I'm saying is like for me, I have a what's called it I have a popularity bias. If too much shit is happening at once, if I don't really want to be involved, like so for me, when you're like I stop because it's disgusting. For me, I'ma stop. I'ma probably stop when Donald Trump gets reelected by accident, and he's like, my niggas. That's when I'ma quit because I'll be like, bro, this shit is too commercial. I don't do things
it's too commercial.
it's too commercial because for me, it's kind of like when it comes to saying the word nigga left and right. It's kind of like when people try to like stop smoking or stop drinking. You need like you have an oral fixation pause, and you have to have something else to like. There's a commercial where this guy can't back his car up because he's not smoking a cigarette. So I've tried to find ask smokers like. Don't ask yourself. Ask like chain cigarette smokers that have quit about like having things in their hands, right? So when it comes to replacements, I think that's hard. It's hard to like replace that with LOL and haha. I just started replying to people with actual authentic responses. You should all try it. Or a meme. That's why I'm the king of memes and conversations. I don't use fake ass responses. So for the N word, for me, it's hard to have something flow the way it flows because not everybody's a king. Not everybody's. Some
of y'all are jokers.
Some people are jokers.
Like jive turkey. We can
You
go back
want
to
me
the 70s.
You want me to say jive turkey?
Come on, bro.
Hey, maybe.
You
said replacement.
Do you want to say jive turkey?
I say it all the time. I call my mama jive turkey.
Is that appropriate?
Well, she understands.
So give me a sample of how to use jive turkey.
I don't know, bro.
How do you replace nigga with jive turkey?
Yeah, I'm curious.
I mean, the same way.
Who did this to a turkey?
What type of sick motherfucker making sausage out of a turkey?
But I think what you said is very poignant about oral fixations and because it's a learned response. It's an elicited response, like you said, right? So if you can learn something, you can unlearn it. And I think that's the powerful thing. The challenge is incumbent upon you, if you truly want to change, is to find a replacement. Right. Just like if you want to start getting healthier, right? You make the hard decision to put down the snacks and pick up some broccoli or some carrots. Right. You know, you put down the soda, you pick up the water. So I think if a person really wants to, if a person is really serious about their change, then they put mechanisms in place to achieve that.
I can make asparagus taste amazing. I can't say words like I can say nigga though. When you just say nigga, like I feel like.
And you know what's crazy about nigga, right? So I'm gonna tell you this. My uncle had a way of saying nigga that sounded like it was three boys in the house, and he would use the word nigga to basically call you. And as kids in the house, we knew the way he said nigga who he was calling. He'd be like, nigga! Hey, man, he ain't talking to you, it's me. And I go.
That's crazy.
So it was just a certain way how he said nigga that you knew that it was time for you to go.
That is crazy.
You know, I think what's interesting with that, we talk about like older black men. There's older black men that don't rock with that. But when they do say it, they're mad. Like I've known like brothers that never say nigga. But when they like we basketball, old school in 24, like OG is big. Oh, he must be mad. He must be upset.
He's calling you a nigga to offend you. But he don't know nigga is cool now. So he do that they calling, man, these niggas is crazy. You're right, we is crazy.
Oh, young niggas hacking out here. Okay, well, I mean, you know.
Okay. So then I have a genuine question, right? So I know a lot of times in defense of using the N-word, it's like, well, he can call me that because he's my friend. And the person, who doesn't know me, I'm offended. So the question becomes then, like, why is that offensive? If John Doe was to walk down the street and talk about your mom, would you care?
No. So here's an example. You can be like, my mama ain't shit. Now he say, your mama ain't shit. It's a motherfucking problem.
The issue is this. You want to know the issue? That example is great because you know what the problem is. You want to know how like nigga reached outside the culture, not just from music.
No, that's not the question.
No, I'm gonna answer. I'm gonna get back to. I promise. So with the issue is that using that word too much around people that aren't in your household. If he's constantly telling me his mom ain't shit all the time, eventually as friends like, hey bro, what? My mom stole my fucking car and crashed into a wall.
She ain't shit.
Bro, you always be like she ain't shit. And eventually we cracking jokes on it. Ain't shit. So eventually I'm not saying it's right, but that's how that happens until like my friend can say this, but my friend can't say that. But and you're right, and it doesn't. No, it's not right. It doesn't make sense. That's why when I have friends that aren't of the culture that say the word, but when I'm in the liquor store, I was liquor store the other day, and this young boy was in there with his Spanish homie, and the Spanish homie saying it more than black dude. Right. Like, and he was talking. Dude was trying to have these stickers, and he was saying it like saying one of the black people saying, hey nigga, and they gave me a sticker like, hey nigga, check the CD out. I'm like, but I wasn't mad about it. I was just like, that's just what we've done, right? So I'm not the type to be like, you can say it, you can't, and y'all both white. I can't tell anyone what to say. And
you know what's crazy? If we stop saying it, it's going to increase in other neighborhoods. It's going to be back to
You think so? I think it will go away.
I think it would increase. I actually think it's like anything else that we stop doing, and then all of a sudden it become cool again because.
Well, no, because the thing is, well, two things. One of which, what I was trying to get at is that.
My bad.
No, that's all right. So my thing is like if somebody who doesn't know you talks about your mom and you don't care, but if he says something about your mom, it hurts. Why? Because he knows you. And to me, the way that I look at the word with it being so denigrating and degrading, why would you want to tear down your brother? And so that's my own belief is that if we boys, and I look at y'all like my brothers, I'm always gonna look for ways to empower you. I don't like, even if it may be cool and you may not mind it or whatever. In my mind, I want to put you up on a pedestal and show you and show other people if they happen to be around that I believe so much in you and the God that's in you and in you that I'm gonna uplift you and say, you know what, King. Why? Because it's like I feel that way about myself, and so by proxy I treat those in my circle the same way. It's just like anything else, right? They say if you are around 9 broke friends,
Like
you're gonna be the 10th.
I ain't broke.
Right? Or if you're gonna be around 9 rich friends,
I'm rich.
you'll be the 10th. And it's just about what you allow in your sphere of influence.
That's what I'm saying. When it comes to that sphere, and you mentioned like I want to make sure I lift people up. I want to make sure I lift my people up and know in front of people. That's what I'm saying. Like
I said, if they happen to be around,
if
not
they
just
happen
like,
to be
oh, white folks is around. Hey y'all, hey king. No,
well, I mean, but like, okay, so like even more so with that, when it comes to like out of home arguments, right?
Yeah.
I'm saying like that's why I think it. Like I said, that's what my nigga. But like if I say that in DMV, like, oh man, you finally got your L's back, my nigga. That's how we get in situations where there was like a wild ass Karen on like some Instagram video, and the chick was reporting like, you called me a nigger. And
I remember that.
And the white chick was like, you guys call each other that, and she just, well, you're racist. Now, I mean, because you can't. During a heated argument, it's hard to say this and make sense. You said ER, it's supposed to be NIGGA, and it's only for my close friends that know me, so you can't say it.
Yeah.
Really?
Well, you know,
listen, I'm racist. I don't want to be racist. I ain't got time to be picking and choosing which way I want to be racist for your convenience. It just sounds stupid. Racism. So for those of y'all that be like, you're racist, don't take them all the time unless it's bad, because they're gonna be racist in the best way they could possibly be. Don't be letting them advertise for other races. Watch how hard I flex when I'm racist. Don't be giving them the platform.
No, this is definitely true. I always can appreciate this type of dialogue, right? Because we don't necessarily have to agree. It's discourse, and that doesn't mean that we'll always agree, right? We can respectfully disagree,
Right.
And still come to an understanding and respect.
Absolutely.
Where the other person is coming from. And I think that this is by high time that we really allow this conversation to happen. And folks leave in the comments what you think, what you feel, what are some salient points that you took from this. I think that also is very important. Because like anything else, I don't think that things are going to change as far as how black folks are perceived in this world unless we do the changing and hold folks accountable, when they don't treat us in the best possible way. Again, I was trying to get them to teach them how to treat us, and not by any hand holding. It's more so, I'm not going to take any nonsense.
Right.
Kind of thing.
I think Dale said an interesting point earlier where it was like for both of y'all, I don't know where to stand on this, but you're like, if we stop saying it, it'll evaporate. Dale said if we stop saying it, it's going to turn into a slur again because we quit saying it. Like we quit. We're like, hey, we quit. And it's like, y'all not saying it? All right, cool, we just finna ramp it up. And it's like, nigga, in 20 years, they're like, hey, don't ever call me that. Well, it's GGA. We ain't said that shit since 2020. And it's 2040. You know nobody said that shit. It's GGA, bro. It's GGA, bro. And then next thing you know, that's why I kind of feel like a lot of people are holding on to it. We just don't want to give up because anything can happen if we let it go. Then it's gone. It's like, how do we get it back?
Right. Facts. But look, man, we're gonna have to cut that one onto the next one, man. Y'all gonna have to keep tuning in because we gotta keep coming up with more content, man. Rolex, anything to say out before we cut out?
Bless up.
Hey, please like and subscribe.
Yeah, all you niggas out there.
uncutgems mixtape. Shout out to the homies, man. Free the homies, man.